What's up, Summoners? Welcome back to another ProGuides video. My name is Tia, and I'll be walking you through this week's weekly news update. Wow, it has been a week, hasn't it? There's a lot of great things that have been recently announced, as well as a few new methods of ranked abusing. Whether it's the new project skins, controversial topics, or information about the next champion, here at ProGuides, we've got you covered. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned to the end so you don't miss out on any important updates now and in the future. Alright guys, let's hop right in. Before we dive into some of the more controversial issues that are plaguing the ranked ladder at the moment, let's look over some of the new amazing PvE content that's been introduced. Yay, we've got new skins, icons, and more. I just hope this event comes with a new game mode like it did when they released Project Vayne. We've obviously got to start with the new batch of skins that have been released to the PvE. For this patch, we've brought some amazing new skins that are part of the Project skin line, as well as some hints that it's going to be an entire event rather than just a release of skins. Joining the fight in the Project universe, we've got Mordekaiser, Renekton, Sejuani, Senna, Varus, and you guessed it, Daddy Silas. Not only do all these champs get some pretty nice new skins, but they also come with a lot of chromas, including an event-exclusive one. And for all my hardcore collectors out there, Father Silas is going to be receiving a Prestige Edition variant for his Project skin, so get ready to farm those points. Alongside these nice skins, each champion will also be getting their own Project icon, as well as an event-specific variant. To pair with your new icons, we're also going to be seeing 3 new emotes featuring Renekton in a Bwahaha emote, Senna in a questionable calculation emote, and Silas in a go on, impress me emote. All 3 of these look nice, but come on guys, Silas is just gonna be my favorite forever and ever. Oh yeah, there's also a new Project 2021 Ward skin if you really enjoy the art style. Finally, we've got some very slight balance changes, including a Master Yi readjustment that lowers his QOTD ratio from 100% to 90%, as well as its crit AD ratio to 54% from 60%. Alongside this, we've got a slight buff to his E that increases its true damage by 10 at every level. And to close out our small PvE balance change list, we've got Nautilus's E being buffed to now deal 200% damage to jungle monsters, which means next patch, you can expect to see a massive anchor hooking onto you from the fog of war the next time you try to ward your mid lane bush. Before we continue on to some of the biggest current ranked issues, don't forget to check us out at ProGuides.com, where you can view our great catalog of coaches, courses, and overall a walkthrough to your dream rank. While you're there, don't forget you can use the discount code RANKUP2021 to get 20% off your next subscription. If you've always been curious about how far ProGuides can take you, now's your chance. Nonetheless, let's get back into the video. Next up, we've got to go over an issue that has the community pretty frustrated, especially those trying to climb at lower elos. There has always been an issue with things like boosting, buying accounts, or abusing bugs in order to climb, and Riot has done their best to mitigate these issues to the best of their ability, as seen through the recent adjustment to dodge penalties. That being said, there are still more and more tactics coming up that cause issues for the ranked ladder, and recently, we've got one that hurts lower elo players significantly more, as well as a strange issue in high elo that we'll be covering later. At the moment, there are seemingly botted accounts that are constantly remaking their games in order to fall to a lower rank. With these accounts, you can easily spot that their past 50+ games have been remakes. While it's not confirmed that the accounts are bots, for how many have been spotted and how many games they remake in a day, it's pretty unlikely that they're managed by a real person. That being said, it really is pretty problematic the amount of games these accounts seem to pump out. For those in lower elo, they're constantly being forced in and out of games that they don't get to play. Sure, they may have extremely low queue times, but we all know that feeling of getting ready to play, then realizing it's a remake. The goal of these accounts is to fall in rank as much as possible to either be sold to people trying to play in low elo, rank up quickly through smurfing, or possibly worse yet, just waste people's time since a remake can take up to 15 minutes when you add in loading screens, champ select, etc. Overall, it'll be pretty interesting to see how Riot possibly deals with this issue, as it's wasting a ton of time for a lot of players just so a few can benefit from lower MMR. Alongside these remake bots, there's also a new issue plaguing higher elo as well. Recently, it's become fairly common to run into lobbies where the game just doesn't go through. Instead of being sent to the loading screen, you're instead being told that you will be in a game in a moment by Riot's system through the in-game chat. However, you can sit in the lobby for around 20 minutes and nothing will happen. Instead, everyone in the match can leave with no penalty. That's right, summoners, there's no dodge timer, no LP loss, nothing. Just a fresh start. While it was pretty strange for these lobbies to be happening, people started to realize that it was only occurring in games where team comp differences were fairly massive. Alongside this, there's also been word that certain individuals in high elo are selling these scripts that can cause the game to crash and thus save you a dodge. While we can't confirm if any of these can be done per a script, it's still a fairly annoying issue that players have come across quite a bit. While it may not waste as much LP or time as the remake bots, it still wastes the time of finding a high elo game and sitting in champ select. Just imagine if no one tells you that you can simply leave, so you end up just sitting there for 30 minutes waiting for the game to go through. Overall, it seems that recently more and more things are being revealed about people abusing League's rank system. Hopefully, with its exposure growing, Riot will be able to solve these issues to not only better the experience, but to also prevent people from abusing tactics to either climb extremely high or dive into the depths of iron for a YouTube challenge. Before we continue on to Riot's gameplay thoughts and roadmap, let's cover our question of the day. What is one skin line that you wish your main could be a part of? Alright, while he may not be my main, I think it'd be hilarious to see Singed as part of the Star Guardian-like skin line. Come on guys, that would just be so funny. But enough about my deranged dreams and hopes. I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. And without further ado, let's hop right back into the video. If you've been keeping up with our YouTube shorts, you'll know that we've recently talked about Riot looking to fix not only Senna, but overall gameplay aspects that have been plaguing the Rift for quite some time now. Whether it's the extreme viability of Thornmail, the lack of a proper AD support mythic, or the general problem of sustain, Riot is looking to slowly tune these to make the game feel a bit better. That being said, let's take a look at their gameplay thoughts and how they look to take the steps necessary in order to better League as not only a game, but as a community. As previously mentioned, Riot is looking to not only change a few of the gameplay aspects, but also take a crack at specific champions and how they manage in the meta as a whole. At the moment, Riot is looking to add a few more tank legendary options due to how powerful and mandatory Thornmail feels for many top laners at the moment. Alongside adjusting this top tank power, they also want to provide top lane as a whole with a bit more agency by not only increasing power and the viability of fighters, but also by making split pushing a bit more powerful. Speaking of adding viability, Riot is also looking to add newer defensive enchanter items and is looking at developing AD support items as well. Overall, Riot seems to want to give champions that feel left out a better way of not only buying items, but also feeling far more useful in their respective roles by giving them rework such as Sona or Tahm Kench. It seems that as a whole, Riot thinks there is far too much mobility in the game at the moment. Whether it's Stridebreaker, Shurelya's, or even Gale Force, it can be extremely annoying to play against and often pushes champions into the meta due to it being able to patch their biggest weaknesses. With the establishment of wanting to fix not only mobility, but overall counterplay as well, Riot has provided us with a useful diagram that breaks down how they analyze and interpret counterplay value. In order for a champion to have counterplay, they must allow fairness, which means you shouldn't have to play perfect at your skill level consistently in order to beat the enemy character, and depth, which shows that champions must allow an understanding of their kit so they can be played against rather than simply being outclassed by raw DPS. While on the topic of counterplay, it seems that they break it down into multiple types, including tactical counterplay, which consists of reaction timing and mechanical prowess, strategic counterplay, which is broken down into creating a plan to beat the enemy, such as itemization or understanding of the enemy's character, and overall champion weaknesses, such as abusing Kayn or Evelynn early on, since you know their weakest point in the game and thus giving you an advantage. All in all, these are fused together in the moment while you're playing solo queue as you try to beat and outwit your enemy. Whether it's flashing an Ashe arrow, placing pink wards for Evelynn, or beating up a level 1 Alistar, you use a lot of these strategies and counterplay in your games. Don't forget, if you want to join an amazing community of people like you and like me that likes lists and talk pieces like this, check out our Discord using the link found in the description below. We offer a lot of cool stuff for free, as well as some great high elo players in our question and answer sessions. So what you waiting for? I'll see you there. Before we close out the video, to make sure you're all informed for your next solo queue match, let's do a quick patch rundown. While the jungle got changed yet again, it won't have that significant of an impact, specifically the changes to catch-up experience. While it may seem broken, it's actually pretty hard to fall far enough behind for the experience buff to truly benefit you. Alongside this, some of the more notable changes are that Jinx's ultimate can no longer outsmite objectives in late game, as it's now capped at 1000 damage. Also, Kayle got a fairly big buff to her passive's AP scaling, and finally, a few items got pretty nice buffs. Gore Drinker got a 2% increase on its missing health healing, Ginsu's Rage Blade dropped by 200 gold, Abyssal Mask got extra health, duration, and damage, and Riftmaker got some nice quality of life changes that now make it stack faster and easier. So rather than having to deal damage and gain 5 stacks, now you only need 3 stacks and they can be gained by either dealing or taking damage. While these are some of the most valuable things from the recent patch, we still recommend taking a look at the notes yourself so you can keep yourself updated. That sums up our video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Don't forget to join our ProGuides family at ProGuides.com. We offer exclusive giveaways and classes that you won't catch anywhere else, so stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video if you found it helpful for yourself. I'm excited to read your comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! I'm putting a heart. I'm doing a heart thing with my hands. Okay, now I'm waving.